Most people think the world economy is controlled by the biggest countries. That's only half true, because in 2026, some nations influence global money, technology, trade, energy, and supply chains far more than their size suggests. And once you understand who truly controls the flow of the world economy, you'll start seeing global news completely differently. This ranking is based on economic leverage, currency influence, technology dominance, trade control, financial networks, energy power, and strategic global dependency. And trust me, one country on this list quietly affects your life almost every single day, even if you've never been there. The modern economy isn't controlled like an empire anymore. It's controlled through systems, semiconductors, shipping lanes, energy pipelines, banking networks, reserve currencies, AI infrastructure, rare earth minerals. The countries that dominate these systems don't just become rich. They become unavoidable. This ranking looks beyond simple GDP and focuses on which countries possess the deepest hidden influence over global markets, trade, finance, and future economic power. Welcome to 10 Things Now, a growing community that values knowledge, clarity, and real-world insight. 10 Things Now helps you learn faster and think smarter. 10 things you should know, now. And today, we're counting down the 10 countries secretly controlling the world economy. Let's begin. Number 10. Singapore. Most people see Singapore as just a tiny wealthy country, but financially, it behaves more like a global control hub. Despite its small size, Singapore dominates critical shipping routes, banking systems, trade finance, and investment flows across Asia. Massive amounts of global capital quietly move through this city-state every single day. And here's the scary part. Some of the world's most powerful economies depend on places most people barely think about. Number 9. Saudi Arabia. People think Saudi Arabia's power comes only from oil. That's outdated. Saudi Arabia is transforming itself into a long-term energy, logistics, investment, and geopolitical powerhouse. Through sovereign wealth funds, energy influence, and strategic partnerships, it's reshaping global markets far beyond gasoline prices. And it gets deeper. Energy still quietly controls politics more than people want to admit. Number 8. South Korea. Most outsiders think South Korea's influence is mostly entertainment and electronics. But the real story is semiconductors. South Korea produces critical chips and advanced technology components the modern world cannot function without. Cars, smartphones, AI systems, military equipment, much of it depends on Korean tech infrastructure. If semiconductor exports stopped tomorrow, entire industries across the planet would freeze. Number 7. Switzerland. Switzerland looks neutral. That neutrality became economic power. For decades, Switzerland positioned itself as one of the world's most trusted financial centers, handling enormous amounts of global wealth, private banking, commodities trading, and financial security services. And this is where most people misunderstand economic power. Sometimes influence isn't loud. Sometimes it's hidden behind stability. Number 6. Germany. Many people assume Germany's peak is already behind it. That assumption is dangerous. Germany remains Europe's industrial engine, heavily influencing manufacturing, engineering, exports, automotive systems, and economic policy across the European Union. When Germany slows down, much of Europe feels it almost immediately. And here's the twist. Countries don't need flashy headlines to dominate globally. Sometimes precision is more powerful than attention. So far, these countries influence parts of the global system. But the next 5 help shape the system itself. Currencies, technology, trade routes, manufacturing chains. This is where hidden economic power becomes almost impossible to escape. Number 5. Japan. Most people think Japan became economically irrelevant after the 1990s. Reality says otherwise. Japan still controls massive portions of advanced manufacturing, robotics, infrastructure investment, industrial precision technology, and global finance. Many countries quietly rely on Japanese innovation without realizing it. And this gets uncomfortable fast. Because some nations shape the future without needing military dominance at all. Number 4. Taiwan. Taiwan is smaller than many people expect. But economically, it's one of the most strategically important places on Earth. Taiwan dominates advanced semiconductor manufacturing, especially the high-end chips powering AI, military systems, smartphones, data centers, and future technologies. Modern civilization is more dependent on Taiwan than most people realize. One disruption there could shock the entire global economy within weeks. Now we enter the countries whose decisions ripple across the entire planet. Not regionally, globally, and one of them influences the world economy through something almost invisible. Confidence. Number 3. China. People usually focus on China's factories. But China's real power is scale. Manufacturing, rare earth minerals, infrastructure projects, trade networks, battery production, AI development, and global supply chains now connect deeply to Chinese economic influence. Entire industries worldwide depend on Chinese production capacity. The world economy isn't truly global. It's deeply interconnected around a few critical choke points. China became one of the biggest. Number 2. United States. This one seems obvious, but most people still underestimate how much influence the United States actually has. The US dollar remains the dominant global reserve currency, American financial markets shape worldwide investment flows, and US technology companies control enormous portions of the digital economy. AI, cloud computing, defense tech, entertainment, banking, American influence sits inside nearly every major system. The modern economy doesn't just use American systems. It often runs on them. Before revealing it, understand this. The country secretly controlling the world economy doesn't dominate because it's the richest. It dominates because modern trade physically depends on it. Without this country, global commerce becomes slower, weaker, and dramatically more expensive almost overnight. And now, number 1. The Netherlands. This surprises almost everyone. The Netherlands quietly became one of the most strategically powerful economic countries in the world. It controls critical European trade infrastructure through Rotterdam, one of the largest ports on Earth. It's also deeply connected to global agriculture, logistics, advanced semiconductor equipment, energy transit, and international commerce. But the truly mind-blowing part is this. One Dutch company produces technology essential for manufacturing the world's most advanced semiconductor chips. Without those machines, much of the future digital economy slows down dramatically. AI, smartphones, military systems, supercomputers, all connected. That's hidden power. And because you stayed until the end, here's a bonus most people never hear about. Bonus fact. The countries controlling the world economy are increasingly competing over invisible infrastructure. Not territory, data cables under oceans, semiconductor supply chains, cloud servers, rare earth processing, AI computing power, shipping choke points. The next global superpower may not be the country with the biggest army. It may be the country the world simply cannot function without. That changes everything. Which country on this list shocked you the most? And if global power is now controlled through technology, trade, and infrastructure, what do you think the world will look like by 2035? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dive documentaries about geopolitics, hidden systems, and the future of global power, check out the other videos here on 10 Things Now. Because the countries shaping tomorrow's world are already making moves today.